Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are already into class. What we have to do as part of my job, talking to you, teaching you, or whatever you want you can call, is on two accounts. One is on business communication, and the other one is on campus to corporate. This is, in fact, I want all of you to keep writing so that you become part of the class. Otherwise you will only become somebody who watching the class. I don't want anybody to watch the class. The communication is concretized, become very clear to you only when you keep making note. As a teacher, I also keep a notebook and pen with me all the time. Specifically, I am a faculty of mathematics. You know, mathematics cannot be done without pen and paper. Yesterday, I gave some problems and I found most of you, maybe 56 of you attended. That's a good attendance. But 50% of you did most of the things wrong. It was just a 7th class mathematics, because we are not talking about general class. If you had a pen and paper with you, you would have done some exercise of computing by yourself. You would have done it very good, because it was not that difficult. It was very simple. If you did not perform well, that only shows you did not write it, or you didn't had a pen and paper. There is normal tendency, A, B, C, D options are given. In any examination, people just tick one of them. So it could be by chance you would become right. A good communicator is one who keep on thinking about the way he communicated or she communicated, and then start correcting yourself. So whatever we are doing here is not fun. Though yesterday I said it is a casual question, but it is not that casual. Whatever we do in the classroom is little serious, something to bring you into a higher platform. So yesterday's class was to provide you support for business communication. That is true with even the CTC or the BCS, whatever class you call, business communication skill or campus to corporate, both remain same. Any business communication contains lot of numbers, charts, graphs, depicting it with lot of facts and figures. So I'm sure by now you would have written facts and figures, important, fast. You don't have to be detailed writing because it's impossible. So when I say facts and figures is important, probably you could write facts and figures, and then importance, probably you don't have to write the whole thing, IMP. When I say figures, you can say number is important, so you could put the 2/ and a hyphen to show that represents number, because number is important in business. Whenever you talk about statistics, business runs on statistics. The whole world runs in mathematics and statistics. I told you yesterday, the language, there are two languages. One is your mother tongue or other tongue. Either you are a native speaker or a foreign speaker. But then the most important language for a learner, that is why in the young class from LKG you start learning ABCD plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Because without numbers you cannot represent facts. Whenever something happens, let that be history. If somebody says history is not mathematics, it's wrong. For me, history is also mathematics, because immediately you will ask which year, how many years back. All that is mathematics. I keep saying history is A, B, C, D. AD and BC in between. A, B, C, D. AD and BC in between. I'm sure all will agree that AD and BC. So ABCD is history. Before and after. 0 year. So immediately you will ask how many years back, when, what, where, why happened. If you keep asking when, definitely number is there. Where, you have to locate the place. Immediately you will ask how far. Therefore mathematics is there. So without facts and figures, no communication of knowledge is possible. So I am sure all of you will appreciate business communication is full of mathematics. The language of mathematics is what is used for business communication. I want this to be very clear in you, so that I was not very happy looking at yesterday's response from you. The response was good, but not the content. The basic mathematics is lacking. Therefore, I appreciate all of you. I am sure that is true when you are going to have lot of papers, lot of examination in your life, in which basic mathematics, reasoning, all that skill will become part of your examinations. Without that, you will not be able to win. So if somebody feels that I got into BBA, now I'm done with my mathematics, I think you are in a wrong step, because you cannot run without statistics, without basic quantitative analysis. So yesterday what I gave was a basic quantitative analysis, a quants question, problem solving in that. Therefore, that is the reason in both your papers, like business communication skill and campus to corporate, in both papers, the language of mathematics, you are learning the language of mathematics for your business communication, for your corporate communication. So it's very, very important. It's a nice step KL has taken. I don't think many universities give you this sort of classes. So what happens at the end of, if you don't do this, when you get into business, when you get into corporates, when you wanted to become an entrepreneur. Yesterday I have seen what you wanted to be, what for BBA was. I got very few. I will come back to the feedbacks on yesterday's analysis. I did. Somebody was asking yesterday, will I be spending time to look at all the answers? I looked at all of your answers. I have seen common. There were few analysis out of that. I am sure those people who joined new, after I told you should have a pen and paper with you. Without a pen and paper, you cannot work. Yesterday what I found was you did not have. And this is not for this class alone. I am telling any class which you have. What you should have is, you should have a pen and paper, write down every technical word. When I said write down technical words, that also can be written down. Then you must know what are technical words. And if you wanted to know what is technical word, look at whether it is common used in your house, maybe somebody else, when communicate to somebody else, is those words are used or not. If it is not used, that's a technical word. Take it like that. Keep writing. When I say business, write down business. You are in business communication, write down business communication. You may think that you know business means something, but that's not really full knowledge. If you want to really know what business is, probably you will have to look at dictionary. I suggest people to look at word hippo, WORD, word hip. You know what hip is? Hippo. So word hippo, that's the website which I suggest people to look at. You get antonyms, synonyms, lot of meaning, translation into your language, whichever mother tongue you have. It gives an extensive description if you're looking for digital. If you're looking for analog dictionary, probably you know Webster's dictionary or Oxford, and anything is good. Don't read for the meaning. Look for the detailed meaning given in the whole dictionary, so that tomorrow you don't have to look for a similar word again in the dictionary, because you can learn and make that as your knowledge. If you want to take notes, I'm sure you should start listening carefully. So don't just watch the class. You must keep filling your notebooks. Keep on writing all the words. When you write it, your listening skill improves. And when you read that again, the taking notes is what you do in the classroom, and making notes is what you do at the end of the class. Probably yesterday, whatever I spoke, you would have made if you're a good student of mine, you would have made a nice note and then send it to me. That shows you are a student who appreciated the class. This is what I learned from this class. Can be your feedback. That is essential. Probably when I ask at the end of this class, what did you learn today? You must be able to tell, this is what I learned today. Point number 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 10 points. If you can list down 10 points, then you wrote it down and you are reading it parallelly and you are able to comprehend it. Comprehending is a part of learning. Comprehension is one competitive exam component in which either to get a job or to get into higher learning admissions. So comprehension is very, very essential. So here, if you don't write down, you will not have anything to comprehend yourself. So you keep writing. Comprehension is part of learning. Understand? So I'm sure by now you would have written comprehension, because I told this many times. Your attention skill improves when you wanted to, or you decide that you are taking notes and you are going to comprehend it and make a note out of it, because you will have to make a small note out of it. That means you will have to listen carefully and collaborate. You don't have to get the whole information from the class. You can collect from somewhere else, looking at it, expand it, start improving your knowledge by your own additions to that. So that improves your speed in attending your class from tomorrow onwards, because you would have learned many things around it. From today's class, when I speak something for tomorrow, I'm sure I'm going to add more knowledge, which already you would have gained. That is what should happen. Don't think the class is over, the test is over, so I don't have to look at it. You have to write it down in your notebook and you have to do it as a homework. And if you don't understand any point of time, you could text and then contact me and then ask, I am not very clear about it. If I am not going to clear your doubts then and there, we create by step. If you are not very clear in the foundation, I'm sure you will have problems. That's why in the beginning, I will spend a lot of time like this. But as we go further and further in the class, probably I'll go very fast. I'm sure this will help you to make your base very clear. And that will help you to attend any class, any point of time in your life. And you will have a lot of leisure time in which you will have to invest your time in understanding what has been already done. Unless you write it down, you will not be able to remember what happened in the class. So it's very, very essential. Invest your time in logical reasoning. The reasoning is understand why, where, when, how, and think that is what is logical reasoning. So one of the major component which I am going to deal in this class is on logical reasoning. How logical you are. Many people are illogical, therefore impractical. They may think what they are doing is right, but you are not logically thinking. If you don't logically think, your business will not run better. So these are all part of your learning skill, especially in the business scenario. So it is not just for this. Don't think of getting good marks in your examination, the paper which I am teaching now. I am not doing that. This is for the whole learning which you have, because I am a person who believes in the technique of learning is more important than the subject which you learn. If you know the technique of learning, any subjects becomes equal and you can easily learn. So my effort is to bring you up to that level where you can read anything and understand. So you can segregate that fact and understand, oh, this is the fact. So you have a big book, you know where to fix and identify what is important for you. That is logical reasoning. That is analytical skill. Understanding the content clearly to pick up the exact words, exact points, exact numbers, exact fact from the bunch of information given to you. Not bunch of information, bunch of data given to you. So what you are doing is the data you are comparing, judging, criticizing, analyzing to convert that data into information. So by now you would have written data, put an arrow mark, information, in between you will write judge, criticize, analyze. I want all of you to do this like figurative, because when you listen to me, I'm sure when I say data converting into information, you would have written data, put an arrow mark, converting is an arrow mark, and between the arrow mark use lavishly your paper, and between the arrow mark you are going to write criticize, analyze, judge, interpret, all that, whatever process which happens in your brain. So what you get is an information. No teachers can provide information. Teachers can provide only data, the words, sentences, the numbers, figures, graphs, whatever is being presented to you by any presenter, any teacher, is only a data. You convert that into information, for which you use logical analysis, logical reasoning, analytical skill, critical analysis, and that is what is the subject of mathematics, or that is what the communication what we are discussing. The communication is between the textbook, the teacher, the class, the data to your brain, which makes knowledge inside you. So what is essential requirement is respond with your mind. You don't have to speak it out unless I ask you. But when I ask, you must be ready to speak. That means you are ready in your mind. You are already processing it inside you. You are just waiting for an opportunity to respond. That is what is communication. So more communication happens inside you, inside your mind, for which you need good presence of mind. I'm sure if you love the subject you want to learn, you are focused. I'm sure that is why you joined for this program. The BBA program you are loving, you wanted to learn this subject. Forget about your background. Let us create new foreground in which you are ready to get into the subject. If that is there, your presence of mind is here. You can focus, you can concentrate, you can attend. So most important, to improve that efficiency, the ability in you to respond well, to communicate well with facts and figures, the business communication in the language of mathematics, chart, graph, table, figures, numbers, factual figures, facts and figures. That's more important. Take notes and make notes. Two things most important. And that when you keep on doing in different subjects, you will have a broad vision. And you know that what people are doing in different corners of the world to get into this. Everybody want to make money. There are only 3-4 different requirements in this world. Only 3 actually. To gain knowledge, to become rich, to become famous. There are only 3 requirements in this world. Any one of you keep asking what you want to be in, or why are you learning this, what you want to be, what you want to get out of anything. One is earning, another one is learning. Learn, L-E-A-R, remove L. By now you would have written learn and then earn, E-A-R-N, and fame. Learn, cut L, then you become an earner. Learning is the process of gaining knowledge for tomorrow's earning. Therefore, L-I-F-E, life. L-I-F-E, life. For me is learning is an investment for future earning. You want to earn future, then you have to learn today. Learning is an investment for future earning. Learning in full enjoyment, that is life. So you must start enjoying. If you don't, I'm sure you don't enjoy if you don't understand the language. So if you don't understand my language, probably you need to invest more time. Focus. Assume that you are not able to get the content of something. What do? You invest a lot of time. So you will have to do extra effort. You will have to invest a lot of extra time to get into the real core subject which I am talking to you. And if you don't, you can always talk to me to get more information, because in the digital world, I'm sure if I am in the campus, you are in the campus, probably you could come and meet me anytime. This is much more a wider world. It is much more simpler. The digital world opens you to connect to anybody, any point of time by just a text. I'm sure you can do that. And if you have any problem in learning, you must be able to access immediately. So I want all of you to draw a small figure. The figure, assume that you have got a paper, maybe some portion of the paper, the center of that, you can draw a round, a circle. It's a rough job. I may ask you to take a picture and send it to me. That could be your assignment and attendance. I don't want attendance physically, or maybe logging in and then showing that you are here is not good enough. There are 79 people. If I just ask you to take a picture and send it, not now, probably by some time later, I may ask you what is that you have drawn, then you must be able to immediately do that, right? So in the center of the page, probably draw a circle, write mathematical communication. So it also shows how logically you can think of drawing some figure when I ask you to do that, because mathematics is full of figures. If you can draw figures, if you can write figures, keep relationships between one figure to another figure, arrow mark, like a chart. You are going to make a chart now. That skill is your efficiency, your ability, your capacity to communicate properly. That is why when you present a paper, you present a PowerPoint presentation, people use a lot of figures because it clears all the doubts. So I am verbally talking to you. I could have as well shown the picture, which I don't want. I want your ability to increase, and probably when you want, I can post this is what I have drawn, or this is what I had in my mind for you to draw. So I want you to draw one circle, right in the center of the circle, mathematical communication. MATHCOMM is good enough if you want to make it short. So mathematical communication. Done? I presume you have done it. And just beside the circle, you can draw one rectangle on both left and right side. Left side and right side. I am also drawing it parallel. I will show you that at the end of this. Let me see how many of you have done the similar way. And then,
sir, what do you have to write in sir?
I told you in the sense, you have to listen very carefully. If you miss it, you missed it. In the
there was a disturbance, sir. I thought in mathematical.
Yeah, mathematical communication. That is our subject. Mathematical communication you should write. MATHCOMM. That's good enough. And both side, I'm showing you. Both side you can write two rectangles like this, or maybe square. It need not be very, very good. I am not looking at how good you drawn. It is only a figurative representation of what I wanted to communicate to you. And then in one corner on the left end and the right end, that means the present two rectangles which you have drawn, draw two another rectangles on top of it. And similarly, bottom, that means on the both corners. If I want to consider this page has got a northeast, southwest, the northeast, southwest, southeast, southwest corners, you are drawing another two more rectangles. So this is how it is. I am showing you this. So I have drawn 1, 2, 3 on the left side of the circle. On the right side, I have drawn 1, 2, 3 rectangles. Rectangles or square, doesn't matter. Okay, so in the center I have written mathematical communication. Mathematical communication. and on the left top corner I am writing reading, and in the left center I have written written, 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 and bottom I am writing the word called writing. So I have reading, written, writing. These are all the three words which I wrote on the left center. Left side I have written reading, written, writing. I am only showing you now. Probably in the future classes I may not even show you like what I have to write, because that is communication. When somebody speaks, you are able to make figures out of it. This is a test. This is how you make comprehension. I am teaching you how to make note and how are you going to comprehend yourself from somebody's lecture. But now I am showing you with an example. I am teaching you how to write and create your own figures. And on the right side, here you have reading. On the left side, one rectangle. Straight on the right, on the top right corner, you have to write listening. Listening is what you have written. And now what you have in the second column, if you wanted to say second row, you have written mathematical communication in the center circle. Right side of that you can write oral. That means oral communication. And then on the left bottom you have writing. Now there is only one column which is to be filled, that is in the south east corner. That means bottom right corner. You can write that as speaking. See, now what I am trying to teach you is direction: southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest, bottom, right, left, corner, all these vocabulary. These vocabularies are important because that is how sometimes the problems are asked in the textual form, word by word. As a sentence in the logical reasoning, there will be a lot of questions. Somebody traveled in the east side and then took a left turn and then took a right turn, went to north. So many questions will be there. How do you convert that into figure? I am making you to realize how do you understand directions, how do you understand relations between one figure to another figure, etc., etc. So that figure is what you have. So I am sure you can put arrow mark. Written communication will give you ability to write, ability to read. So you can put from the left side, there are three boxes. So from the center box you can put one arrow towards down to up also. That means written will give you reading ability and writing ability. And from the reading you can give an arrow to mathematical communication. From mathematical communication give an arrow to writing. So reading, you do a mathematical communication, it gets into writing. Listening, an arrow to mathematical communication. When you are listening to me, you are getting a mathematical communication, which will allow you to give a speaking ability. That means from mathematical communication, draw one arrow to speaking. So far from the center circle, you got one arrow to speaking, another three arrows, two arrows, one to speaking and writing. To mathematical communication, got two arrows, one from reading and listening. So reading and listening gives you mathematical communication. From mathematical communication, you can write and speak. Therefore, writing and speaking has got another arrow. And similarly, from oral communication, you can listening to speaking. You can put arrows. So two arrows oral to listening and speaking. From written, two arrows, one to reading and writing. So this is what figuratively I am giving you. I am not sharing with you because I want you to do it as an exercise. But you can just have a look at it. What do I mean by this? This is a very rough figure. While talking to you, I also drew. I wanted you to learn this business, this practice, this tactics of representing what somebody is speaking into figures. This is only to tell you, in any class, everybody, let it be economics, let it be communication, let it be English, let it be business, let it be your taxation class or law class, LAW law, let that be a bookkeeping and accountancy class, let that be banking class, taxation. I'm sure you can represent that into figures like this. So your class end should be with a lot of figures. That is how you comprehend. When you look at these figures, you understand, oh, this is the relation between this and that. And these sort of figures are generally used in PowerPoint presentation by everybody. How do I create my PowerPoint? It is not by copying from somewhere. I create my thoughts into figures like this. All of you must be able to figure, write graphs, charts, diagrams from your ability, your knowledge to show to somebody else. That is what is mathematical communication. With the numbers, graphs, charts, which have got a standard way of solving problem, reasoning. So you will have written now problem solving, reasoning, and proof, communication, giving connection, one parameter to another parameter, this to that, this to that, that sort of connection, and representing them very clearly. This ability will make you a very good student. Don't ask me which subject, every subject. Let that be biology, maths, physics, chemistry, any subject. Let that be business, let that be any subject in the world. I'm sure this is the ability which will make you to become the best student, the best presenter, the best teacher. So making mathematical thinking, the mathematical thinking, which is a communication inside you, and that visible to somebody else, so that you can speak looking at it. So what are you doing? Converting your mathematical thinking into a visible representation. That is how you share knowledge. That is how you share data. And when somebody else see, and you will also see some figure like this, immediately you can interpret, judge, analyze, compare, because you know how people are making it. Therefore you can decode them. Any figurative representation, any graph, any chart is a coded form which people don't understand generally. Layman will not understand. But you are going to be a student of business. And therefore what happens? Such figures you must be able to interpret and then get that information from that. That you convert into your knowledge. That when you use in different situations, that becomes your experience. That experience is what makes you a person of large purpose. So facts and figures, how do you get? You keep asking why, where, when, how, what, why am I learning this? What is the purpose of this class? What is that I am going to get out of this? Keep on asking such questions. So I'm making it very clear to you. This will give you a respectful dialogue ability inside you. People will respect you. Yeah, I'm able to get this content. And you feel yourself a respectful person when you can decode such graphs. The use of the mathematical vocabulary. When I speak, if I don't get the specific word which are essential for me to communicate to you, my words are not technical words, then I am not a good presenter. So where do I get my technical words? If I don't keep writing when somebody speaks. So your ability must be to collect lot of technical words. And all such technical words, you make your own dictionary. Look at the meaning. Let that be a small word called profit. You know what profit is. You know what asset is. You know what the quality is. Everything. You know what is property meaning. Property for a real estate person is something else, but that for a business student is not the same. It is entirely different. So how do you correlate? That is where I am going to deal. We have got in our syllabus correlation, regression, comprehension. How do you understand technical terms? how do you relate to them, permutations and combinations, how do you use the relationship between relations is what is permutation and combination, and how do you relate to them, how do you express them, how do you express the ideas, how do you create a logical structure. All these are important. If you can do that, your mathematical reasoning ability becomes fantastic. So this gives you a lot of ability to attend your class clearly, and that will give you a better understanding of the mathematical practice in terms of making problem reasons. How do you understand word by word, the precision, how do you get, all that you will realize without much difficulty. So I'm sure this is what we are going to do now. 50 minutes of class runs very fast. People joined probably at 9:30 also. So what happens is sometimes you miss most of the content. So during my class, I don't know if it is at 9 o'clock, it becomes simple. I will be in by 8:50. Today also I was in by 8:50. So 10 minutes before you to enter. So exact 9 o'clock we can start, so that it becomes easier for us. Now it is 9:37. I will give you 7 more minutes or 8 minutes more. I have only 4 problems for you to answer. The link is given in the chat box. Use it, answer them very fast. So if you answer by 8 minutes, by 9:45 the answers are with me. I will have 5 minutes to discuss on what happened on yesterday's problem. That's how I will put my class. So do it very fast as you can. Somebody joins at the time when the assignment is given. You just take the link. I'm sure it's working. If it's not working, you can communicate to me. Either you can put in the chat box if you have any problem in communicating. I wish all of you attend that fast. Your attendance will be the response to that. If there is a problem, you must tell me now. I'm sure it's working. And it's simple question. It's not at all difficult. Maybe very, very, very simple. It's of 7th class mathematics probably. I want all of you to attend that. Give a critical look. But be careful, because today you have pen and paper with you. Yesterday you didn't have. Probably that is the reason you must not have answered well. But today you have. I'll just close it exactly after 8 minutes. So you have to be very fast. And if you are not answering, you lost it. But I will give you maybe 2 minutes before I will give you an alarm saying that I'm going to close it. So you don't have to. You write as much as you can. Because without answering all, you cannot submit it. That's how I made the questionnaire. But some of you are really good, because I'm sure yesterday's answers, when I looked at it, 50% of the students are really bright. But 50% just took it very casual. That's why today I became a little more serious in asking you to write and do it. I thought your bridge course would have made you to understand how to sit in a class, but today I have to tell you all that. So you have 5 more minutes to answer the link which I already gave in the chat box. Pick it up. Those people who just joined, pick it up, start answering. I expect all of you to be a very serious student, but really enjoy what you do. I'm sure there could be problems of connection, there could be problems of network, there could be failures. All that doesn't matter. It cannot be every day. If you are having such problem every now and then, probably you will have to address it carefully. I'm so glad people have written so much and good response, very fast. Yeah, those who finished want to ask something, you could ask me and start discussing. I'm recording all this in 2-3 different modes. I've got a audio recorder beside me, I've got a screen grabber beside me, I also have a camera which is running parallel. So 3 places I'm recording. So I wish you talk to me. This is the time when you finished your assignment, probably you can talk to me. Anybody who want to make some comments? You have 5 more minutes. Okay, what do I do is I convert all these responses into an Excel sheet. I will look at each one of you, and then if there is, I read. It doesn't take much time for me because I'm too fast in capturing what you have written. Idea is not, I don't worry about what you are attempting it, and also the way you approach this is more important to me. And I will compare probably what you have done yesterday, what you have done today, because I keep on adding in the same Excel sheet. So don't worry, my dear. Don't worry. Yeah, anybody? I cannot stop discussing the qualitative things and all. I will leave it yesterday, what we have done. But if you look at it, there are some problems which I gave. 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 8. I'm sure you would not have looked at that problem after going home. Understand, the test paper is not given to test you. I will repeat, the test is not given to test you. The test is given to assess your knowledge so that I know on which I have to build the next class. So I'm carefully looking at it, analyzing, taking an average and then adding knowledge to that. Therefore, if you did not do well, just by mistake, if it have happened today, that is why I gave same question today again in a different style. I am doing it very logically. I am teaching you logical reasoning, so I must be logically doing it. So yesterday I asked a question, 3 by 4 by 1 by 8. What would have done 3 by 4 multiply 8? So that will become 3 into 2, or if you multiply and then divide. First, if you divide and multiply, 8 by 4 will become 2. So it will become 3 into 2. You would have been writing it now. Otherwise, it will become 3 by 4 into 8. So 3 into 8 becomes 24 by 4. Answer would have been 6. But unfortunate, out of 55 people responded, 32 people got it right. 58%. That's not good enough. This is a 6th class question. 100% should get right. I'm sure if you become little more serious with a pen and paper, start writing it. And there is no point in writing in 24 hours. You must write it at that point of time. And if you did not get it, you would have just called me. My telephone number is there. You have my WhatsApp number. You would have asked, sir, please explain to me. So if you did not like, some of you did not like mathematics because you had bad mathematics teachers in your schools. Maybe up to 10th and plus 1, plus 2, you had mathematics teachers, not very good teachers. But don't worry. Forget about your past. You require extra time, extra class. You want to make you better. Always you can contact me. I am full free for you at any point of time. I am your close relative. close friend as far as teaching is concerned. So don't have any reservation. And there was another problem. The shopkeeper selling price is 400 times above. That means if 100 is the cost, 400 above. So 400 plus 100 will become 500. And he gives a discount of 80%. What is 80% of 500? That is 100, 400. So he increased 400 and added another 400. What you should do? First assume 100 is the price. Then add 400, make it 500. Subtract 400, make it 100. So what is that answer? Cost to cost. Unfortunate. Only 25% of people did it right. Out of 55 people, only 12 people could get right answer. Most of you did it wrong. Is it a right class? Is it a BBA class? Graduation students who cannot even answer the 7th class. So what you should do is from now onwards, look at 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th class mathematics. Go back to your school days mathematics textbook. Redo the whole mathematics. Your arithmetic, quantitative analysis, everything has to be very good. That is how you should improve. And still you are not able to follow and don't understand any of this. And assume that I gave a question and you could not do it well. You had a problem. You must get back to me. I want you to use all the digital technique to learn as much as you can. Our time is up. We have to say bye bye now. All the best. Enjoy. See you Wednesday, next Wednesday with same class. Next Wednesday we will see with the business communication skill. Don't worry on the marks which you get, which you did not perform well, you made it wrong. That is not important. But how are you going to invest your leisure time to equip yourself with more skill of mathematics is most important. So do that. Stay with me. Contact me any point of time to learn more. That's all what I can tell you. So it's time 9:50. You can leave. You may have the next class. So I'm sure you will start enjoying all the classes with a pen and paper. Start writing. I'm so glad in the responses when I asked you 10 points to write. It was to see whether I am communicating well. It was not to evaluate you. It was to evaluate me myself. But today we had 65 people here. Only 50 responses came. Though I said I am going to stop after a few minutes, I did not do that because I don't want somebody to lose their chances of answering. So I'm sure many would have written, but I'm so glad that there are good responses. People wrote 10 points with 1, 2, 3, 4. I love that person who wrote this exact with the numbering. That shows how systematic, how figurative, facts and figures, clearly written with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sure you have, all of you have listened to my classes, those who have answered this like this. So I'm so glad I have got good children, good students with me. I will make a lot of difference in your learning skill. If you continue like this, I'm sure you are going to understand the whole subjects in the world. So simple. But your mathematical skills are not very good because there are a lot of mistakes I'm seeing. I'm just looking at the response. Again, 25% did right. That means from yesterday, whatever I got, not much improved. But some people believe that because you got good mathematics teachers, you did well. That's a correlation question actually inside the syllabus, but that also is a very generic question. Knowingly, I gave that. Right? So it's so good. So many people need extra effort in looking at problems of their earlier classes. Maybe 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th syllabus will do. 53 responses out of 65, 70 people who attended the class. 50 are still here. You have to leave the class to attend the next class probably. What is the next class? I'm sure you have your timetable with you. Hope all the classes are running good. Somebody joined now. Back. What happened to Dinesh? Exactly, without a gap you have the next class. Actually it should have given some 10 minutes gap. You have a break, that time only you have. Now the class is BEC. What is BEC? Business economics, huh? Something like that, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Enjoyed, my dear?
Yes, sir, so much.
Yashaswini, good. You must make
Thank
a
you,
difference in learning. Sai, you must learn thoroughly. You are my student. Every subject you must win.
Yes, sir.
I am not teaching you mathematics. I am teaching you learning techniques. Use it very well. Love all of you. Love you all. You are my grandchildren.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Lord.
Manoj Kumar, I will look at your answer sheet. Yashaswini, I will look at your answer sheet carefully.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, sir.
Good. God bless you, my dear. I'll spend the whole day looking at your answer sheets and then sometime cherishing, sometime crying. Why my children are like this?
I really appreciate the new ways of learning and teaching us.
I am a teacher's teacher, yeah. That's what I should do. I am here because of my passion in teaching. I love my children. I want all of you to become great in your life. That's all what I want. You must remember that you had a teacher like this. I don't know how long I will be, but as long as I am there, you must appreciate. That's all what I want.
Meet you soon, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Akash. God bless you, my dear.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Akila. Akila was active yesterday. I was thinking why today she didn't speak to me.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, Akila
Sir,
was
network.
active.
Sir, network issue, sir.
Yeah, no problem. But our network should continue, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy, dear. Vamsi Krishna.